And we're
Okay.
back.
Right.
We are back. We are back. I think we should go
Where?
for a fly.
We're going to try. Okay.
So
So
keep look.
don't watch the stream because the delay is terrible.
I don't think it's well. Hopefully, it's not terrible. We're starting off with you. Would you want to show
Um,
us how to start the airplane, Andy?
oh, thanks.
Just switch all these switches on.
Yeah. So one of the things we've got is a yoke. We got what are we called? Honeycomb yoke and a
Yeah.
honeycomb quadrant. And we've both got those throttle quadrant. We've both got those, and they are really, really good. And if you're interested in buying one of those, go to Curry's and you'll get one super cheap because they got real deal. And I don't know what they're doing, whether they're just clearing out old stock or whatever, but 100 quid off each one, pretty amazing. And yeah, there's a new version coming out, but I don't think the new version adds a huge amount of value. So considering it's 360, and yeah, the amount of value it adds to the game is incredible. So what it does is give you nice buttons for switching things on. So what I'm doing basically is starting the plane up. So all the power's coming on, avionics. We just check a few things, make sure we got a parking brake on, and yep, and throttle's down, mixture up, throttle onto idle, bus is on, and I can't hear my game, which is cool.
We can't hear my game either, but I don't think we're making any noises.
Okay, so 1 sec. Okay, that's the engine starting. I just want to change my sounds. Excuse me. Quite hard to judge the engine if you're doing that. So the clever director would have swapped away from me and back again while I was doing it. Okay,
They
go
can't
back.
see. Watching my aeroplane start up. Now there is
Okay, good.
one technical difficulty we may have with this yoke setup. You're opposite me. I can see you out my window.
Oh, cool. Hi.
I'm waving at you.
God, I don't think I've ever cold started this plane before. It seems really grumpy.
Now, if you have a look down at your throttle yoke, at your throttle, real throttle, not your yoke throttle, but your real throttle,
Yeah.
this has got the funny throttle quadrant thing that slides backwards and
Oh,
forwards.
oh, right.
And
So how do you do that?
well, I watched somebody tell me on YouTube, which I should have remembered, that you have to turn off the mix thing, and then the RPM thing will make
Oh,
it go
okay,
backwards and forwards.
like that, like that.
Yeah, but it won't do it unless you remove the mix mapping.
Not true. Not true actually.
Yeah,
It
because it
doesn't
won't.
latch. It doesn't latch. That's the only thing. Oh, you can do it. You can do it without remapping. Who picked this plane?
I've just turned my plane off now.
And that was the flight. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everybody. Let's restart.
Okay,
All those warning messages going.
mine was binging like crazy, to be honest.
Is that
Right, we can start. You've seen these jokers, they can't even take off. Can't even start the engine.
got a few warnings coming up? You got any more warnings on your middle screen? Oh, parking brake. He's off. Oh no, it's not you. Where did you go?
I'm still sitting here.
So apparently, Microsoft Flight Simulator servers can only deal with a maximum number of objects, and when it gets to that
Yeah,
maximum, objects
yeah,
disappear. So you notice how
that's
we
fair
can
enough.
see each other sometimes and can't.
Yeah, yeah,
I
that
think,
makes sense, though, doesn't it?
yeah,
So it'll prioritize planes in flight. I think it's something like I think 100 or so per server.
and that's embarrassing, everybody, isn't it? Don't leave your airplane in reverse. I don't know what I've just run over, but it didn't like it.
Right.
Well, I suppose I better ask for somewhere to take off from. My vacuum lights on. What makes the vacuum light stay on?
Ground Daher Golf Alpha
Don't know,
Papa
sir.
69er X-ray with Oscar request taxi for takeoff north departure.
We're just requesting
Daher Golf
taxi.
Alpha Papa 69er X-ray taxi 2 and hold short of runway 04 left using taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 118.9er when ready. Taxiing, hold short runway 04 left using taxiway Alpha Daher 69er X-ray.
How you doing, Andy? Have you got clearance to take off?
To disconnect my parking brake would be good.
Was the switch not switching it off?
I don't think so. Oh, it is. All right. So why aren't I going anyway?
Turn up the R. I don't think the RPM does anything in this plane. It's auto pitch. Are you rolling?
Nope. Nope, not yet. I think it was a bit ambitious doing a cold start after all the crap we've had already.
Yeah. I'm going to stay with old people the weekend, though. Just remember that.
You're broadcasting live.
I know. Talking as an old person myself, because I'm not a spring chicken, but I'm going to be staying with even older people. I love older people.
Imagine the older people saying that youngsters have a pain. Right, I'm going to start on the runway.
I've got a feeling I've got something switched off because I've got a vacuum warning light on my thing. I don't know what that means. And I forgot to put me chocks in my chair.
That might be why I'm not going anywhere, you know.
Why? You pushed yourself backwards.
No, I was thinking the other plane, the PA-28.
As chocks, yeah.
As chocks, yeah. And you definitely won't go anywhere then.
As chocks away. Oh yeah, I think I did park us as far away from the runway as I could by the look of it.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I'm really struggling. 4 left. Blah, 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 blah. What time did you say? 3 o'clock? Or 1 o'clock?
3 o'clock I think it was. Let me tell you what the time is now. Hold on.
3 o'clock local, 1 o'clock UTC.
Time at the moment is 11:27 UTC.
So that wasn't what you said.
I think time changed as we sat there playing with things. So I left mine running.
Takeoff runway 04 right climb.
11:27 UTC. 13:27 local time.
Okay, I'm going to beam in a minute.
Okay.
Anyone on chat, by the way, just say hi. That'd be both embarrassing but also cool. So.
Takeoff runway 04 right climb and maintain 12,000 feet. Departure on 119.35 squawk 6022. Egypt Air 29er readback correct. Contact ground on 121.9er. Good day.
Right. How you doing? I can't see what you're doing.
I'm really struggling to move.
Ground Egypt Air 29er requesting pushback.
Is your brakes?
Egypt Air
I don't know where the brakes are in here.
request accepted.
I think it's forgotten the mapping.
Oh, is it? Are you on the right mapping? If you look in your options.
It's all right. Don't worry about it. I wish I'd never started this. Okay, we're dead.
What have you done?
It's all right. I'm coming round. I'm right behind you now. I'm not a fan of this plane.
It's not capturing your video. Don't know why your video's not coming through.
Because I'm not clicking on it. It
No,
has to be in focus.
it's showing mine. We have a technical glitch at OBS end. I haven't changed anything.
Ground Egypt Air 29er requesting the end of pushback. Egypt Air 29er request to end pushback received.
Just carry on.
I've lost the connection to you.
All right.
Ground Egypt Air 29er with Oscar ready to taxi IFR.
I'll click.
I've
Egypt
just asked to
Air 29er
reconnect.
taxi to and hold short of runway 04 right via taxiway Alpha cross runway 04
That's
left
it, now I can
cross
see you
runway
again.
04 right. Contact
don't
tower
think you
on
should bother.
118.9er when ready.
Why?
It's all going wrong. Planes just don't go anywhere.
Taxiing hold short runway 04 right using taxiway Alpha cross runway 04 left cross runway 04 right Egypt Air 29er.
There's you on the runway, waiting to go. Or stopping short anyway.
There's a huge delay on that. Oh, you're coming up behind me.
Yep.
Right. Start moving again.
Wish I could.
Tower Daher Golf Alpha Papa 69er X-ray at runway 04 left ready for departure, north departure.
Daher Golf Alpha Papa 69er X-ray QNH 29er decimal 611032 at 4. Departure to the north approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 04 left.
Cleared for takeoff runway 04 left Daher 69er X-ray.
Right. Now we're going somewhere. Bit gusty, sir.
Is it gusty?
Windsock says so. Okay, I had
Tower
mapping
69er
problems with the
X-ray,
parking
continue for
brake.
north departure.
Right.
It was on and off because it was
Tower
fighting me.
Docker Golf Alpha Papa 69er
So now I can
X-ray,
actually go.
continue for north departure.
Tower 69er X-ray, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Well, this plane just takes off, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Tower Docker Golf Alpha Papa 69er X-ray frequency change.
Okay. Apart from the
Approach
frame
Docker
rate,
Golf Alpha Papa 69er
I suppose
X-ray
it
is
works.
type Docker TBM 92 miles east of Sharm El Sheikh, 1,600 feet. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
Request clearance, Clarence.
Tower Golf Alpha Papa 69er X-ray approach. Squawk 0562.
Squawk
Hey,
0562
we
Docker
got someone in the
69er
chat. How you
X-ray.
doing? Thanks for
Tower
joining
69er
us.
X-ray radar contact. Tree
No,
mile
we're-
east of Sharm
we're not
El
in
Sheikh,
co-pilot,
2,100 feet.
Yeah, we're
Cleared
not
through the Bravo
we're not
airspace.
actually using a co-pilot app. Actually, we're actually streaming
Cleared through the
individually
Bravo
in our
airspace
own
Docker
planes.
69er
And
X-ray.
the goal really is to
Moonflower
allow you to
489er, 2
swap
exit
between
runway
two
when
different
able.
views. So at the moment, it's my camera, my point of view, Andy, hi, my point of view showing, and then Grant down the bottom corner there. It's now swapped over to his view.
I just swapped
Oh, that's back
between
on
the
mine.
two.
But, yeah. So thanks very much for getting in touch, Silo.
Moonflower 489er, 2 contact ground on 121.9er.
Hi.
This is technology we are currently working on, so it's not going to be perfect. This is our first test flight.
Oh, also apologies for not replying very quickly.
Going
It's
to
just because we were
121.9er Moonflower
having a
489er,
bit
2.
of a problem, really. So, if you want to know a bit more about what we're doing and how we're doing it technology-wise for streaming, when we work it out, we'll be more than happy to tell you. But it's currently a mix of Parsec and Discord. And Discord's basically doing the voice and webcams. And we've got a bit of OBS in there as well. So from my side, I'm the guest, which is why my frame rate is pretty awful. But I'm the guest, and we're streaming my game stream without sound because I can't work out that bit across Parsec, and then my video, my webcam and voice is going across Discord. And then Grant's side of things has got OBS running, and he can walk you through that.
I've got all sorts of complication going on with OBS because I've got my computer, my gaming computer, streaming to a second streaming computer, which is pulling all the streams together, all the audio, all the video streams, and then transmitting them out on this Twitch feed. So a hell of a lot of bandwidth going in and out from several places, which is another thing that we're trying to fine tune at the moment.
So
We're getting there. We're close.
probably Silo 03's left us now, but if you do look at the VOD, please say hi, give us a follow. Currently we're just streaming on Grant's games and gear, but we'll try and I think the next step probably would kill us is the dual streaming side of things, which is just not going to work, but we'll come around to that. So I'm just trying to find you at the moment, so I got well off course. Where are you, Mr. G?
I'm not even close to the course. Just been
okay.
flying around. I'm trying to get back on track now. I'm actually over the airport that we just took off of.
Okay, I'm just coming up behind you then. Yep. Okay, let's do this thing. Traffic. I'm not surprised there's traffic. It's an airport. Well, at least the plane's settled down a bit now, which is good. There is definitely a pull to the right, I think, because of the wind. Where are you going, Grant?
My plane.
Yeah, I know that plane just kept shooting me around. So probably bad idea to be flying so close to it. But
My plane has just lost all of its power. So
What's
I
that?
think I don't know.
I've still got my undercarriage is still down. That's not clever.
Stall.
Tower Egypt Air 29 are ready
Like
for
having to
departure
pilot
runway
now
04
while we
right
play
IFR
with all
to
the
Cairo.
streaming. We're definitely better than this.
Landing.
Egypt Air 29er
Trust me.
QNH 29er decimal 62 and 345 at 8. Cleared for
What are you
takeoff
doing down
runway
there?
04 right.
Crashing.
Doesn't look too good, Mr. Grant.
No, it's this stupid throttle quadrant.
Cleared
Oh,
for
what?
takeoff runway 04
Your
right
map's
Egypt
wrong.
Air 29er.
Yeah.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
I find that
Landing
if you
gear.
put the mixture,
Landing gear.
sorry, the blue
Landing
propeller
gear.
one in the
Landing
middle,
gear.
so
Landing
50%,
gear.
that seems to
Landing
hold it
gear.
in the right place than the rest of it.
Yeah.
We just said this quadrant was amazing. Can't,
It is.
can't.
And how many times have we flown this plane with this quadrant?
None.
Exactly. We picked the wrong plane.
Yeah, I think we picked this because we're trying to do. So actually, what we haven't said is we maybe said, and we should do it again. We're actually trying to fly around the world, and a lot of people do this in flight sim. And the idea really is we're doing like an hour and a half to an hour and a half legs, and we don't actually know which leg we're on, but about leg 15 or 18 ish. And we started in England, obviously. I started just up the road from where I live, and then flew down across Dover and then down to France, and then Grant flew out from London, and then we joined up in France, and we've been basically working our way easterly, and making a bit of a meal of it today.
My
At
airplane is basically in limp mode, so everybody can watch me try and ditch this without
500.
dying.
Oh, okay. You're definitely not en route.
It ain't gonna happen.
So I think because of all the technical stuff we've done this week, this evening, we may not complete the leg we wanted to, and we might have to come back to it. But just below us is Sharm el Sheikh,
Stall.
which is I know it's oh dear,
You
dear,
don't-
Grant.
You don't
Oh,
see
dear.
that very often. I don't do that very often.
I do it more often, to be honest.
I don't know what happened there. Well, my plane was never happy from
Why did you
takeoff
say landing?
because I had a vacuum light on. I guess you can still hear me. Yeah, you can still hear me. But-
Yeah. So what do you think happened?
Well, I had a vacuum light on all the time, and it was
I
on the
got that.
manifold pressure went really high, and then I think the engine just went into limp mode, which wasn't enough to keep me in the air.
Okay.
I couldn't get any throttle.
Wonder what the vacuum. So there's in our settings of the rocket switch, you've got like fuel pump, haven't we? That's about the only thing I can think that
Yeah.
would do vacuum. Did you have enough mixture?
I don't think so. What I might do is I might go back and take off from the airport. I mean, you in this guy, you on the route?
I'm heading back there because I was kind of following you, and then I realised you weren't following anything.
Don't follow me too close because I hit the ground rather hard.
All right. Well, I'm en route, so at least I think I am. Where would this route take us? It's was it fairly easterly? Doesn't look
It's
right
more
to me.
it's southeasterly.
Okay. 30.
I can see you on the overview map.
Okay. I'm just not sure my plane picked up the route. After all the to and fro. So I'm happily flying in a direction somewhere over there.
Right, let's turn everything on.
So 27,000 feet. So one of the cool things about having this two point of view things is when someone's
Dead.
indisposed,
Yeah.
we can cover it up. well, he panics rapidly. Although the panic comes across in the camera. So.
Tower Daher Golf Alpha Papa 69er
Oh,
X-ray
that was
ready
the
at
right
runway
perspective for
04
those.
left north departure.
So I'm just trying to get back on the route, really, or at least a route. I'm not convinced this is the route. It's not the one I saw anyway, because I thought it went down the coast.
It does, but it cuts across to a little island first,
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
and then it cuts over the island, back over to the coast.
Ah, okay. That ties up with what I can see anyway, so that's good. Because sometimes when you come out of flight sim and then go back in, it drops the route, especially if you choose the departure point differently. But that's, I don't think it's flight sim so much as the process. But, we could do with a little bit of trim.
$69er X-ray, continue for
I
north
don't think
departure.
we've got silo following us
Tower
anymore,
Daher Golf
unfortunately,
Alpha
but,
Papa 69er X-ray continue
Probably
for
thought
north
we were a
departure.
couple of Charlies. No,
Charlie's.
that's Andy and I'm Grant. We're not Charlies.
Charlie's. We're a couple of Charlies, aren't you?
Yeah.
We don't feel like that at all right now,
Right.
considering the amount of time we invested in getting to this point. Not a problem.
Yeah, but one day we'll be experts, and people will be knocking our door down to ask us how we did it.
Maybe.
Maybe.
And we'll turn around and go.
$69er X-ray, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Do you know what's really
It's
annoying?
actually,
Tower
it's
Daher
actually not
Golf
bad.
Alpha
I
Papa
think we are
69er
looking
X-ray
a little bit
frequency
rough
change.
on frame rate.
Approach
My
Daher
webcam
Golf
looks
Alpha
okay
Papa
on the
69er X-ray is type Daher TBM
You
92
look
miles
fine, actually.
northeast of
Your
Sharm El
webcam's
Sheikh,
perfect.
2,200 feet. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
Daher Golf Alpha Papa 69er X-ray approach.
Yeah.
Squawk 0275.
So
Squawk
I'm not doing
0275
45
Daher
degrees onto the line
69er
at all.
X-ray.
So anyone in the back of the plane is
Daher
going to suffer
69er
a
X-ray
little
radar
bit.
contact
Sorry
1
about
mile
that,
northeast
guys.
of Sharm El Sheikh, 3,000 feet. Cleared through the Bravo airspace.
Although I'm only going
Cleared through the
160
Bravo
knots.
airspace
Quite a lot.
Daher 69er X-ray.
Off this plane. It's quite a good plane for really expensive.
Well,
I think you looked up the price for this plane, didn't
how much did I say it was? 1.6 million each, these planes.
you? Yeah.
Which
Don't
it is.
think about running cost and insurance.
It is less than a jet, but not a lot less than a cheap jet. But this does 600
about-
knots. A jet only
it's only
does
about how
800
much-
knots.
It's only about how much we spent on the kit that's in front of us.
Right, I am actually on autopilot at the moment,
Right.
which is forcing me to do a big loop round for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, there is. The route has got like a loop round and then out.
So
But okay.
if I let everybody have a look out my windows, I'm having a fly around.
I think the green circle and red circle works really well. Well done.
What, the go live bit?
Yeah, I think that works perfectly. I think maybe people might get confused that who's talking right now, but because it's slower than that, it's fine.
Yeah. The other thing I might have done on my previous crash was to overtax the engine and not turn the throttle back. So I might have overheated my engine on the last flight because I was distracted by other things. Never mind.
That's just because Jonathan Becky is saying this.
Are you-
Obsessed with the engine heat last video? The last
I-
one video.
I went back quite a few videos on one of his where he went to,
Yeah.
he was in the float plane and he went to the island of the people
Yeah.
that have been cut off for centuries. Did you see that one?
No, a long time ago, wasn't it?
It was a
Where you
few
had-
months back.
Yeah, that you bought some scenery that basically had various things like an army camp and things like that. Was that one or not?
No, there's an island in the off of India, I think. That
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I'm on the course or not. But basically, it's got an island of people that have been isolated for centuries.
Oh, okay.
And if you land on the island, they will kill you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I will. I can't. I shouldn't have
But that's
come into
not a
this
bad-
story half cocked, but
Yeah, but that's not a bad option when you considering what happens when people land on islands generally that haven't
Well-
been in communication with anyone.
well,
Because they
because
either die of some disease or
well, yeah,
end
they've
up
got
being
no
killed by-
immunity to anything. So basically, the people have been there and people have died. So now they know that any strangers, they kill them. They just kill them and bury them on the beach straight away.
Yep. Nice. How do they know that?
Because there's been stories. They said there was a shipwreck just off the edge of off the edge of it,
Yeah.
of 30 odd people, and they all came ashore, and instantly they came out, killed them all, buried them. Then they sent, because they knew that this was not long ago. This was 20, 25 years ago. So there was a
Right.
radio call that we've shipwrecked. We're going to go and land on the island, and then pretty much they disappeared. So they sent out a rescue party to try and get them or to recover their bodies. They went down to try and recover the bodies, and again, these people instantly attacked the people that were trying to get the bodies. So they gave
Right.
up and have left them there, and they reckon there must be about 60, 70 bodies at least buried on this
Nice.
beach. There are pictures. I'll have to.
Yeah.
I'll look it up in a minute. But there are pictures of these people. There have been a few people that have gone there.
Can you
But-
imagine what, we used to call people devils because we didn't understand what they did. And it's probably the same thing. You don't know who they are. They could be a second tribe that's trying to take over the island or whatever. From their
Yeah.
point of view.
So how far up this route are you now then? Because I can see
I'm just
you.
I'm just coming up to the mainland.
Right, I can see you in front of me
Before,
now.
I think we turn right, go down the coast. From
I bet.
the map.
I've actually just turned on there. So just as a general feedback from you as you're watching the stream, is there a big difference between my game quality and your game quality from what you can see?
It's a lot smoother.
My game quality, right?
Yeah. But that's an interesting thing. So we need to look at
But-
what Parsec's doing.
That is the parsec delay of getting to me. That's not me
Yeah.
streaming it. Because if I can get you to me quicker, then you should be as good as what
Well,
I look.
I think I'm as low as possible. So it could be my bandwidth because I'm not in the main connection.
Yeah.
But
So-
what I could do though is just try streaming straight from my home tomorrow or whatever and just see what that looks like. I haven't really tried.
But you've got the overhead. You must have some overhead of sending out a remote stream to me. There must be some overhead your end.
Oh yeah, it was about 40% of my CPU was of all of the streaming stuff. If I minimised flight sim, GPU rather, sorry. So it's hammering the GPU a bit, and then CPU I think dropped about 10% when I closed flight sim and minimised it. So
How fast are you going?
I'm going 167.
Okay, well I'm doing 207 at the moment, so I'm trying to catch you up.
So, well, if I back off a little bit, I'll give you a chance.
Because I can see you out there.
Yep. It's a very nice day. Is this real time weather?
Yeah, it's real-time weather, but just earlier.
Yeah, it's real time today. Alright.
So what's really confusing is that marker point out there says it's Sharm el Sheikh Airport,
Yeah.
but we just came from Sharm el Sheikh Airport.
Nothing on that island at all.
Weird, isn't it? So
you're
you've
on
just...
autopilot.
I'm on autopilot at the moment, yeah.
You want to click the little map now that shows people around.
I should be able to actually. Let me just flick to you a minute and I'll prep myself.
Okay. Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah,
Because I don't want to read your emails.
no.
Actually, you can read my emails. They're rubbish. They're all spam.
All spam.
Well, pretty much all the ones that go to Gmail are things that I just don't care about. Not necessarily spam, but nothing important.
Right. Little nav map.
Looking at, yeah, it's mostly graphics card busy. CPU's fine. Imagine the fans are quite busy.
Let's make that a little bit bigger. What I'd like to know, and what I haven't worked out, is what country this is we're flying down the coast of.
No, maybe the nav map will give you a clue, but it tells you the countries in their own language. That doesn't really help much.
Dubai. We're going to
But if
fly
someone
over
wants
somewhere
to,
called Dubai.
Jump in on chat and tell us. That'd be great. No one there. Say hi if you are.
What I should have done is given myself some shortcuts. Now I tell you what. Let's move that over there.
A bit bumpy out here.
Right, little nav map. So this is the route planning software we use and that a lot of people seem to use. We've just flown out of Sharm el Sheikh Airport International, where if anybody's ever been on holiday there would have landed in their jumbo or whatever airplane they flew there on. There's a little island opposite that we're just hopping over, and now we're heading over the mainland to the opposite side of the coast from where Sharm el Sheikh is. In that bit of water there that I can't remember what it's called.
Tower
So-
69 X-ray, you're
I'm
leaving my
yellow
airspace
colour,
radar
right?
service.
You're
Terminated
orange.
squawk
So
7000.
I
Frequency change approved.
don't know, but that looks to be
Squawk 7000. Frequency change
Saudi
approved.
Arabia.
Docker 69er
book.
X-ray.
well, no, it's not because you've got all
Jeddah
these
Center
borders
Docker
here.
Golf
Look.
Alpha Papa 69er X-ray is type
Al
Docker
Qazim,
2BM
Al
910
Tabuk.
miles northeast of Hotel
And this
Echo
little bit
Sierra
here
Romeo
seems to be its own
3000
little
feet.
bit.
Request
Area,
flight
right.
following.
I know well, really.
So what I'm going to do,
69er X-ray Jeddah Center. Squawk 0534.
I'm going to look up OEWJ,
Squawk
which is where we're landing.
0534
tell
Docker
you where that is.
69er X-ray.
I'll
Okay.
do-
Docker 69er
I'll do
X-ray
some,
radar contact 10 miles southwest of Hotel Echo Delta Hotel 3000 feet. QNH 29er
You
decimal
want to fit back to me
61.
and do some research?
Roger Docker 69er
er
You've
X-ray.
got the com.
So a nice bit of coastline, some decent mountains over to the left here. Although we're actually going down the coast, so well, kind of across the corner at the moment. All in all, apart from the beginning, pretty simple flight. But I kind of wanted that for this first stream anyway because we had enough problems, things to work out. And we're still watching dials and gauges to make sure life's good.
Well, I am on autopilot at the moment, but that's why you have
Yeah.
autopilot in an airplane, isn't it? So you can adjust your stream settings.
That's it. You got it. I knew there was a reason.
Al Wajar Domestic
Well,
Airport is where we're landing.
Actually, if you watch Jonathan Becky, he's on autopilot a lot of times. To the point where one flight down to Spain, he got up, went and had a cup of tea and biscuits, and then come back an hour and a half later. And then he got back in the plane
Well,
and landed it. So I'm not sure that was particularly exciting for anyone watching it.
So you are indeed correct. Al Wajar Domestic Airport is Saudi Arabia, so we are flying down the coast of Saudi Arabia. So I think all those little names on the little nav map are provinces, by guess.
Yeah, could be.
But this is Al Wajar Domestic Airport is where we're going to be landing, Saudi Arabia.
Excellent.
And I'm just flying over Duhab Airport.
I saw that on the map.
We like to fly over airports.
I think that's a done thing. So fair enough.
Is it?
Yeah, it's quite common to fly over an airport, normally 90 degrees too, but it gives you somewhere to emergency land. Plus beacons and things for the VOR stuff is all out at airports. So.
Yeah. So everybody gets the opportunity to look out my left window. At some point, as we get further into these streams, we'll share our setups. But I have 3 screens, and I do have the ability to switch my feed between each view. So we're just looking out my left window now across the Saudi desert. I suspect that is.
It's a cool feature. I can't understand. Well, I think if I switch that on my PC right now, it would go. Yeah, I'm going home. See ya.
But what I should have done is actually switch to my centre screen before coming back to me. So back cut there to my centre screen. But that is nice. That is quite nice. But we'll get there. There's a.
I saw someone talking about that, and he's doing glider training.
Yeah.
At some glider club local in England, and they always do a left. You know, there's a pattern for landing, and they always do a left-hand pattern. So he only has 2 screens, but he has the second screen on his left, showing the outside view, and it's so good for it. It's a bit because effectively in a pattern, you effectively fly along the length of the runway, and that gives you the chance to be able to see that before turning.
What happens if he ever does need to look out the other window? He can't.
It's not what he's trying to do. He's trying to do landing. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Am I catching you up? How fast are you going now?
I'm going 180 actually.
Right.
Going down
Well,
the
I'm catching you slowly then.
Yeah. Some little airport below us.
So all this.
Not much going on there.
I can't remember what airport that was actually.
It didn't say. Where does it say?
So let me get my little nav map back up.
Bruce is in front of me.
Oh, you've got further. You're further up than me, yeah.
Neon Bay.
Yeah, Neon Bay Airport. So you're probably 15 nautical miles in front of me. So even at 204 kilometres an hour, I can't catch you.
Oh. Well, since last time I ran out of fuel or something and ended up on the floor and having to catch up using a little bit of a skip feature. That wasn't good. I think, what did we worked that out? I think it was fuel. The way
I think you ran out of fuel.
Yeah, because as soon as I tried to land somewhere else, I didn't get enough fuel for that. So don't. But that's good because that means it's something to watch. We didn't look at that before we took off on this one. But I think because we haven't used this for a while, it's probably got 50% fuel anyway. I wouldn't know where to look. Cruise it into my go down there. Normally when I do this stuff, I crash. No, I can't see it. Yeah, of course, because of that. Exercise.
Can't see how much
This
fuel
being,
we've got.
this being such a... Yeah, I know, I was just trying to find it myself. Oh, it's on this sidebar, isn't it?
It says I've got 50%. Don't know how that works.
You start with 50%, so it's probably just going in. This 3,000 feet is as high as the ground. Do not do that.
So safe altitude on this flight. Well, there's nothing over. Well, it's pretty much flat actually, so you could fly
Fly
at
silo.
500 feet.
Yep. I guess green means recent.
Don't know. I think it
On
just
chat.
changes. I think it just randomly changes colour as people come on and put messages up. Not sure. I've never really took much notice of the chat window
Well, get used to it.
when I've been watching other streams. The silos.
Just gonna pull up a bit.
Silo. Let us know what you think. Come on, be honest with us. We can take it. We're big boys.
I'm not that honest, please.
Yeah, be honest.
Well, apart from being 100 foot just now, let's not talk about that.
Shall I focus on me then rather than you? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's exciting. A little bit fixing stuff. It's because I messed about trying to look at fuel gauges and it never works. Wish I'd never bought.
He's here for the vibe. Good. Welcome to the vibe silo.
Thanks, dude. Really good. Do you fly sim at all? Sorry if it's two of us talking to you. So that's part of the joy of this.
Part of the uniqueness of this.
Did you fly sim?
Doing 226 knots now. How fast are you going?
We were very focused. We had lots of things to look at earlier. Sorry about that. I did apologise, but kind of settled in now for a little while anyway. Until we try and land, and then it all gets exciting again.
Yeah, it's difficult being a video production person.
Yeah. ATR is a cool plane. So you've got, is that a deluxe version of Flight Sim for that, or is it something you can buy separately? I think Jonathan Beckett likes the ATR because it's so complicated. Thanks for joining us.
Is it? I was looking at more aircraft to buy.
Okay, yeah. I think that is a study level plane from the point of view of cold startup and things. It's about 40 switches to get going. I exaggerate a little bit, but I think it's probably around. Yeah, I quite like the idea of it. So I have to be honest. We tend to fly the smaller aircraft. Not just because, for no reason really. We haven't really flown the big airlines and things like that. But for these sort of legs, we're trying to do about an hour and a half in a small plane, so you can do it in sightseeing. But yeah, good to know. Do you stream at all, Silo, or are you literally just watching? Look, we're not big streamers, we're learning how to do it ourselves.
Yeah. And we really did jump in at the deep end with this, didn't we?
Oh, if you wanted like the Dodge Bank version of streaming.
Dodge Bank.
And how many YouTube videos have you watched to learn how to do it? Okay, cool. Well, it's nice to have you there. If you've got any questions, of course, just ask. But for now, we're flying on the Saudi Arabian coast because of issues. Grant is a bit behind me, but basically following a route plan that Grant put together on Lips and Avmap, which is a brilliant tool. But I presume he used that anyway. Okay, so that'll be Grant's engines now.
Yeah, we have a slight issue with feeds on engine sound. I've just put the little nav map route up.
Thanks for that feedback, though. Well, I'll talk louder. Thanks for that feedback, though. That's really useful to know. And I'm sorry about that.
The engine sounds too loud, is it?
Yeah. So maybe take the gain sound down. So Bob, I'll wait till Grant's arranged the sounds a bit. He's
Yeah.
production department.
Interesting, actually. It was loud. It's loud in my one. Yeah, that should be better now.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Really useful. So we're actually, I don't know if you caught the beginning of the stream, but we're actually doing a round the world tour on Thursday nights, and we're trying to do it in like an hour and a half long legs, which basically means we get, I don't know, 100, 200 odd nautical miles, something like that, each time.
Yeah.
And we're down in Saudi Arabia at the moment, so we're heading down towards, I can't remember the name of the airport, and you couldn't say it, but it's a little way down. And unfortunately, Saudi Arabia is not super exciting to look at.
It's Al Wajah domestic airport.
Right, cool.
Four letter code OEWJ.
Yep. And you know, as we're basically working our way east, so it's going to take more than 80 legs to do it.
Yeah.
All right, that's interesting, though, Tyler. So we're both obviously we're from England, and it's a bit obvious from our voices, but and London's a help with the accent as well. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Meet people around the world in the air and on Twitch, which is fantastic.
I think I'm catching you up, Mr. M.
Cool.
You look like you're really low. How are you?
I am pretty low. 1400.
So if I'm just gonna.
Oh, you're in Jordan.
I'm just gonna scroll out my map because I know Jordan's not far. That's absolutely dead north of exactly where I am at the moment. If I pop it back on the screen, you bear with me a sec.
Screen.
So just zoomed this out. So Jordan's actually one of the countries marked on the map. So
Excellent.
dead north of where my little yellow plane is on little nav map at the moment.
So we're basically working our way down the coast. So eventually we'll get to the bottom of Saudi and beyond, and then we'll head over towards India, and then India, China, and in the future sometime Japan, probably around about November. The way we're going.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Yeah, but it's not so much interesting things to see. It's culture and wildlife and things like that that are important too. And one of the things this round the world tour is really sort of hammering for me is geography a little bit more. So we're really good at European geography, know where we are with that. But when we come down this way, we're still learning some of the things like Grant was looking at the countries around where we are. We should know those really. But,
We should really, shouldn't we? Yeah. You just get.
Yeah. I've been to Egypt and seen mostly around the pyramids area. Oh well, we came down the Suez Canal, which is not Egypt really, but along that sort of parallel to it. But we went around the pyramids view and things like that. That was cool. But that was separately. That's not part of this world tour. Just where can you go? I do hope we get to, when we get through India, we'll go through Taj Mahal, things like that, and then mostly because I've showing off I've been there once, so that was cool. But, yeah. But the flight sim's got for the pyramids. It's got what they call it, one of the sightseeing tour things. Yeah, yeah. Landmarks are important because they. So even when we came over Greece to in Athens, you could see where things like the Parthenon was and things like that, and you know, it just puts. If you ever go to Naples or Greece or Rome and Athens, you get to know where things are in geography wise. You can't go to every city in the world, but you can get a feel for them from flight sim. It's an amazing piece of software. And played a bit of it during COVID times, and it was a good escape when we couldn't go anywhere. That and was it European Truck Simulator, that thing, which was cool.
Yeah, we've got to get back into Truck Simulator. That's good.
No, we've not flown in real life. Thanks for the compliment, though. Appreciate that. We might be retired. No, we're not actually.
We're not even.
We still have to work, sadly. But we have done quite a lot to learn what we're doing in flight sim and try and do some of the manoeuvres and processes that are involved. We don't actually do all of them yet.
We're flying side by side. Just thought I'd butt in there. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm just up to the 3 o'clock up.
Okay.
So I'm just pulling my speed back a little bit.
I'll find you.
I'm going to level off at about 200 if you want to get up to 200.
Okay, yep. If you flick to my camera, you can see. Oh, literally, you're doing the same thing.
That's cool though, because I can flick between me doing it and you doing it.
Yep.
Oh, they'll make a director out of me one day. Look at that.
Well, you got a bunch of side cameras. So I'll probably speed up a bit now. You're heading towards away from it.
197. It should settle round out, I think.
You're right. Okay, so you're quite away in front of me, speed-wise. But I'm climbing, so that will do it.
I'll pull back a bit more. This wasn't a long flight. It was only an hour, and that was with the detours.
Right. Good.
I think.
Because we had lots of detours. Running my engine a bit hot. Back off a bit.
It's much quieter in the plane than outside.
Yeah. So if you haven't already, Silo, and there's no requirement to do it, but if you want to be the first subscriber, not subscriber but follower to this dual channel, that would be amazing.
Yeah, you have to follow both of us though. You've got to go and look up for Danger of Depth as well,
Yeah.
and follow him.
Well, probably asking too much, but it would be really nice to start those numbers growing. And the advantage is you'll see us coming back on stream every Thursday night.
You're followed. Thank you very much,
Thank
Silo.
you. So normally what happens on these flights is Grant will fly autopilot and I'll refuse to because I'm a bit old school. But we have done it. So I think in the ATR it would totally make sense to do autopilot. You're tending to do longer routes and things. But I quite like the hands-onness of it all. It's kind of old school. Can't help it.
Yeah.
But I guess it's just busy work.
What's busy work?
Flying a plane.
Well, I
Manually.
just when we was flying over those mountains the other day in that other little plane, and it was just buffeting. I just put the autopilot on because it can just handle it better than I can. Am I flying off into the distance now?
So just to clear that up, Silo. Grant, who's Grant's Games and Gear, is streaming this channel, is streaming this stream on his own channel, and I've got my own channel, Danger of Death. And although we're not streaming it on there, I'm quite commonly flying as well. So feel free to follow me too. See the text there.
Yeah, we're piecing this together slowly as we go.
Yeah, that's cool. You don't have to follow both of us because that's just being greedy.
I was just
But
trying to.
really appreciate you being there. It's nice to have someone in the co-pilot seat. Well, apart from the computer one.
Well, if anybody's listening in the Microsoft world at this stream, and you should be, what you need to do in the next version is introduce the ability to be able to have a co-pilot flying the plane with you, so we could both be in the same plane.
They were talking about that on the most recent dev. It was like a dev interview.
Yeah.
And they are talking about doing that. Maybe not part of 2024 initially, right. But it just makes sense from the point of view of roles and jobs. But they did say that half the problem really was, oh, is there a mod? That's cool. I think half the problem is making it synchronized correctly. So,
maybe we'll have a look. I might have a look at that mod. I thought when you was saying earlier about the mod, it made me wonder. Do you know what the mod's called, Silo? Oh, you have to be on the same network.
Oh, okay. We don't do things like that. I'm sure we could work out a way of doing it.
I need to find out how I can get an optical connection to your house. Then we'll be fine.
If you get a pair of binoculars, you'll be able to see me. Really strong ones. Really, really strong ones. Called a telescope.
Right.
Okay. Cool. That's good stuff. Thank you.
Oh, okay. I see.
6 o'clock. Same altitude. Less than 1 mile.
Oh,
What?
I'm just being warned about traffic. This is probably you. Are you catching me up again?
Yeah, pretty close. If you go to my one, you'll see your plane.
So how fast are you going now then? You caught me up quick.
210.
They are phenomenal, these aeroplanes, aren't they?
Flick to my view. It's too late. Oh, you can see me coming up beside you.
There you go.
Right on the pillar. Pull over a bit. Yeah, I'll pull over a bit so you're in front. That's pretty good.
Synchronised flying, look. We'll meet the red arrows next.
Mate, it helps that you're locked on the route. I'm just doing what I like. I'll speed up a bit. You must be about 200, I guess.
193 I'm hitting. The
Okay, cool.
I mean, that's probably another reason why in real life you'd fly with the autopilot, because it's just more efficient. And
Sure.
aircraft fuel isn't cheap.
No, for sure.
I mean, what was it? I was watching something and they're saying something like a Cessna's like $200 an hour to keep in the air. By the time you factored together all the costs of maintenance and fuel, and that's a lot. $200 if you take it out for 5-6 hours a week.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Thanks for the leap, Silo. No, we are not. Well, that seems scares to be silly, but it would be cool to do. We don't really do the ATC properly anyway. Grant does more than me. But, to do it with real people and having to do real conversations, that would
Well,
maybe a bit too much.
It'd be a little bit ironic, really, wouldn't it, considering that I briefly dabbled in the hobby of amateur radio and got young because I didn't
That's
like talking to people. I'm more of a listener than a talker. But yeah, you have to learn how. I mean, that's even more. You have to learn how to do it properly, isn't it?
I've heard they're pretty forgiving, and it doesn't have to be by the book. You can learn to it by the book by hearing other people, and I like the idea of that thing. I just don't like the idea of being kind of tested while I'm trying to enjoy myself a little bit. But yeah, as we get used to flying a bit more, we know what we're doing. It will be something you can add to the pile of things we've learned. Traffic at the same altitude. Could be you, Grant.
It's me.
Get out of my way.
No. Speed up if you want. How fast do you want to go?
We're alright. If I go too much fast, I get told off because I make the engine explode. Well, that's their problem, not yours.
Well, that is the reason why there are a hell of a lot of British pilots, though, because they've got a head start because air traffic control is in English language all around the world, isn't it? So it's a little unfair, I suppose.
It's good practice, though, I suppose. If you want a really limited vocabulary. Yeah, maybe they need a that's in Lion, which has got a really patient person on the other end of it. Well, we could always volunteer, I suppose.
Looking out of looking out the rear of me from on my left-hand screen is you bobbing up and down.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep level. It'd be cool if I could get it right on your wing. Thank you. Luckily, this doesn't have collisions between planes, so it can get a little bit closer than you should. Well, we are already closer than we should, really.
Probably.
Well, it is definitely smelling.
Traffic.
Traffic. Hey,
Yes,
missile.
Yeah, those funky fighter pilot simmers. They're very very good pilots, though, considering. Aren't they? Because you get absolutely no feedback, do you, flying a plane in a simulator? And you must rely on that a lot in a fight if you're a fighter pilot.
Thank you everyone for saying my voice wasn't good. Not much I can do about that. It looks like my bandwidth has gone through the floor. Do you want to cover that, Grant? You can hear me.
Yeah, we do have bandwidth issues. That's my son just giving us feedback there. So, thank you very much, JPEX. But yeah, we know, but we went ahead anyway because we thought a shakedown of everything is worth knowing where we are. But yeah, bandwidth issues with Parsec, really. It just really bandwidth hungry. You're right. It's what we wanted. It's what we wanted, Jay. Is this video? Is this video? How does this video look, though, Jay? Video's okay. No, it says video's okay. Well, it's. I mean, if I switch to me, you'll see a difference. But
okay. So my webcam off to see if I can bandwidth and improve voice. So that's the it's very different. I wonder if my video is better about the webcam. Just so it's my broadband or my internet or not. Okay. Is it clearer now or not? Just out of interest.
He is transforming. You're transforming into what? You're turned into the sun. It's the Teletubbies.
Okay. Right. Okay, so it's not that level like that.
No.
Okay. Good to know.
Just
What we're going to do actually, Rob, is look at the odd afterwards
Yeah.
and review that. Because that sort of thing just sort of tests where we are. We're doing quite a lot with bandwidth and so forth. We'll work through. Okay, cool. Thanks.
so Jay, that's my video you're looking at now. So if I'm green, it means you're looking at my video, and if I switch it over to Andy,
You'll see the frame rate drop.
you'll see Andy's
Andy's
green. Yeah. So what? I don't know why your voice is breaking up though, because I'm hearing you really clear.
Yeah. That's strange. But if you're hearing me clear, then that's all that's coming into you, isn't it? We're going way up the call station.
Yeah. Voice is Discord. Voice is Discord. Actually, we're not far away from landing, so we may have to think about landing these planes shortly.
That'll be fun.
Well, yeah. Got an how to operate this plane.
Sorry if the voice not being good is annoying. We'll improve. Okay.
I'm not seeing any issues on the stats on OBS regarding dropping anything. But I can see the quality issues coming in to OBS. So you're only going to put out as good as you're putting in. But interestingly, not the audio. I can't hear any audio choppiness.
Us talking on Discord is fine quality, so. Hey.
Is
Thanks
that
for joining us?
that's H as well, isn't it? Just joined in.
Oh, is it?
I think so. That's H, isn't it? Just say yes if it's my other son.
Cheating by having relatives.
Yeah, I thought it was. But I recognise the name.
Hello, if you're still there. Thank you for being a real person.
But yeah, this is just definitely a shakedown flight.
Not a shaky one.
Well, it might be in a minute because we're not far from landing.
So I think what's something you need to work on is why the voice between me and you is fine, but it's not going out well.
It doesn't sound like it's clipping those people listening and giving them feedback, does it? You know what I mean by clipping. If I drop Andy's voice down a bit.
It could be. It's extremely static.
So
I'm extremely ecstatic sometimes.
right, say something now, Andy.
Okay, so we're not far away from landing. I'm not sure. Thanks for coming on.
I've dropped your audio level down quite a lot just to see if that helps. Joe, we can watch it back after anyway. But I've just dropped Andy's levels down because obviously I'm not monitoring the outgoing audio. It did look quite high on the meter actually, so it could be clipping. It could be. Should be close to the airport. Can't hear him at all now. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Right.
Get
Turn
the game
change in.
out of me. Okay. I disappeared. Back now.
Game's loud. Right, let's drop the game audio down a bit.
It might be that that's behind me. Better volume
Better, yeah? Good.
for a transformer. Better volume. This is where on the mixing desk you put like masking tape. So that's where you want it.
I get why people use real mixing desks as well now, I think.
Yeah, oh, yeah. You can see the sliders.
Yeah.
You are the person.
I like sliders. Everybody I worked with at that factory
I
went
am-
and worked for a mixer company.
I am Optimus Prime. Please come and see my new movie. Recently released. Looks exactly like the other movies.
Did you just say I am Optimus Prime?
Transformers, robots in disguise.
Oh,
Not really in disguise though, are they? Because they don't actually look like anything real. And then they're transformed.
Well, they're supposed to look like
They used-
a truck, can they?
They used, yeah, but they used to be the cartoons, but not so much real now. They look like something out of Fast and Furious that could transform.
I suppose.
Good CGI though. Lots of things moving around there. Where are they landed? They landed this airport.
Well, yeah. So what will happen is you'll fly next to it,
Yeah.
then
Go out and come back.
then you'll do a teardrop back and come in the other end.
Okay.
Because it's nice to see where you're going to land.
It is, as long as the wind's going that way, or towards you.
It was when I set the route up.
Okay. Well,
It is windy, isn't it? Just gonna pull some speed off, I think. It's in front of us still, the airport, though, isn't it?
yeah, it's on my screen. So it's there. Oh, you're above it, actually. We're probably behind you now.
Oh, I'm just flying right over it.
Not with your camera, but it depends on where show you're landing.
No, but I'm not embarrassed. I'm gonna.
The runway on the right is out of action.
Yeah, I'm not. We're not landing on the ones with the crosses on.
That maybe. Yeah, you're not supposed to.
We shouldn't be.
What
Anyway.
is that? Is that 23?
Tower Docker Golf
Where
Alpha
were you
Lima
landed on?
69er X-ray 4 miles southeast, 3,000 feet.
It looked like 23 because I went past it.
Dollar Golf Alpha
I'll tell you on the
Papa
route.
69er X-ray
Hold on.
tower. QNH 29.65 wind 286 at 4. Make straight in runway tree.
Well, I'm set.
Fly
So
straight
there's
in
an
runway
there's
tree,
an
Docker
instrument
69er
landing system
X-ray.
on this runway if you want to use it, but it's runway 35, I think, or 33. No, 33.
33, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, how far out are you going? Miles by the looks of it.
Yeah,
Oh, I see. The route is like pretty long. It doesn't look right though.
these are fast airplanes.
Yeah.
It's not right either because, well, actually, it does straighten out before on the runway. That's all right. I'm okay. You don't have to follow me on the landing.
You just want me to land first. I'm going in a minute.
You're going in.
I can't see the point of going this little plane going out that far.
I'm not that far.
No, you're not.
I just like to get a long run up when I land. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's what she said. As they were.
Who were?
Who were?
I've got the VFR map up on my screen there, so everybody can see the mad loop that I'm taking to line up at the airport. And the other little plane, the actual little plane on that VFR map, is Andy, who's just going to go straight in. Oh yeah, I can see you.
I
can
would
see
if
you.
I could find the runway.
It's
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm going straight.
Straight in front of you
Yeah,
by
I'm
the
going
look of it.
Yeah, I've got it.
So
Right.
we'll stay on your stream as you're going to be landed
Thanks.
before me.
That involves lots of rudder going off the wrong way. Okay. I sound better now, apparently. That's cool.
I've turned you down, so I think we've got the
Okay,
levels
so
right.
maybe we're clipping.
Maybe if you stopped playing, have you two not eating all my bandwidth maybe as well? Now you're
It's
watching
not
us.
perfect, it's better. Thanks for that. Well, my frame rate's no better, so I don't think so. Nah, you can see the game frame rate for me is still just as bad, so I don't know what changed the sound-wise, apart from my croaky voice.
Well, I just tweaked with the audio levels a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You're still hitting the yellow on the slider, so. Are you down?
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Coming down. Pretty good. Not bad. Actually better than most of the ones I've done recently. I will. Thank you. That was a short landing.
How fast did you land? 80 knots?
140.
140 knots?
Yeah, and it was fine. Very controllable. I think 80 knots is the tiny planes. Whoa. You don't want to be in the plane when they go across the grass, though. Can you cut? Oh, you're on. Can you cut away from my screen, please?
Yeah.
Only because I've just got AWOL a little bit. No, I'm joking. You can show my mistakes. I'm alright with it. But it's your time for landing anyway.
Well, as everybody can see,
Clear to
I'm
land
miles too
runway
high.
tree tree, Daher, 69er X-ray.
You are.
So this is the old.
Nice. Got my feet in a funny position. What are these cars doing? Flick to my camera. Oh no, you're busy. Too fast, it says. Don't believe it.
I'm doing 150 knots.
I think I was doing about 120 when I got to the ground.
500.
Yeah, miles too fast. 180 knots.
Yeah, might want to either flaps or get out of there and come back.
I'm coming back. spent too long in autopilot. Sorry about the silence. I'm concentrating on landing. What's
I'm
Mr.
just parking up. Just parking up, so
Okay.
can hear your rudders going.
I'm not using them. It's not my rudders.
Something's squeaking.
It's not me.
Wonder what that is. Oh, that's my delayed video, perhaps.
Is it?
No, because you can't hear my game sound. Weird.
No, I can't hear your game sound.
Okay. That was strange. I'll sit here and watch Grant landing.
Gee,
My lighting's not too bad, considering I'm not really got any light on.
I don't understand why they have landing routes like this.
But you should read the book.
What? The book of why we have landing routes like this.
Yeah, yeah. This one is pretty good. We know that though.
But considering how flat it is, both sides of this airport, why you just wouldn't line the plane up?
This book, even though it's for an older version of Flight Sim, is actually really good for anyone who's looking. It's probably, I think I got it for like £10, and I think you got a copy as well, Grant.
Yeah.
And it is super thick. It does cover an old version of Flight Sim, but it actually covers the basics of flying and also a lot of the other stuff like navigation and comms and all those things. So it's worth a look. And some nice anecdotes in there as well from a guy saying, "You don't want to fly like that.
You don't want to fly like that.
You don't want to fly like that."
Does he talk like that?
In my head, he talks like that, but then so do you. So it's
Do
okay.
In my head, I talk like that. Or in your head, I talk like that.
In my head, yeah. Oh, you don't want to do that. You're being told to slow down, smile. That does say too fast for a reason.
I know.
You're a bit high as well, aren't you?
No.
Or not? Okay. So Silo, are you still there? Or you wandered off now? Yeah. Everyone else, hi. hope my sound's a bit better than it was. We'll try and get these settings again next time.
500.
Pull up. Excellent.
Going around
Thank you.
Docker 69er X-ray.
That's good to know.
Daher 69er
The only way to do
X-ray,
it is
roger,
by
go around.
having feedback like that, so it's really handy. Saves a lot of mucking about, going backwards and forwards. Let's watch Grant landing. Try to. No, you can't do it. That's a nice landing, sir.
Daher 69er X-ray, you are not clear to land. Clear the runway.
Bit keen with the taxiing lights. Very good.
Because I'm not clear to land for some reason. This I've got a sort of
All right.
this throttle does weird things. I'm gonna have to look at that
Yeah,
setup
Yeah.
guide.
it's because if you pull it right back, it does reverse.
Yeah.
That's why. So you have to only go halfway back on this plane.
Where's my engine stopped?
Don't know. You killed it. You broke your engine. Did you break your propellers?
No, don't think so. Got me.
You did have wheels down.
X-ray, you are not clear to land. Clear the runway.
That was weird.
That's because it's in reverse.
Daher 69er X-ray ATC services
Yeah.
terminated.
If you pull it right back, that's reverse.
That's how I managed to land. I put the jets
Yeah.
in reverse just before I landed, which slowed me
Yeah.
down enough. I'm
The
like,
clue is that it goes like this rattling noise, which is basically saying, "Oh dear."
but it's not the engine
I-
goes in
I-
reverse; it's the propeller going to reverse, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It turns
I-
back on itself.
I probably did the same thing because I pulled back to land and wasn't good.
Not used to this plane. Right.
Not with this quadrant for sure.
So you're on the ground. I'm on the ground. Any landing that you walk out of is a good landing. I just want to make that said now.
It's a computer game. You'd always walk away.
Oh no,
It's not a game.
I've got this little extra bit that comes out the computer, and if you crash, it comes out and it smacks you in the kneecaps.
It's like a VR headset that kills you.
Yeah,
If you get it wrong.
on sale soon.
Actually, I think someone built one as
What?
an art piece.
A computer that kneecaps you if you get it wrong.
It's a VR headset that I think it was designed to kill you, but nobody ever built it properly. But the sort of the idea was that.
There's a lot of people
Who's that?
landed here, isn't there?
There is. I had to go round them a bit. I don't think this guy was waiting for me because he's not. I don't know. I think he's eating his sandwiches. He's not really doing very much.
I don't think anybody was waiting for me. All she did was moan that didn't have clearance to land.
Have a look at those cars in the background. They're not going to go very far, are they?
No.
What's the point of them? They are saying in 2024 the traffic is going to be quite clever, as opposed to just vehicles like that doing random things.
Gonna be clever.
Yeah, a little bit more traffic on the road, a bit more. They reflect the time of day better as well. So if you go to LA, for example, there'll be a lot of traffic going in and out of LA, like in when rush hour at each end, which is quite cool. They've done a lot of. I think they've built a lot of it already, and they've just not released it fully. At least you had a guy to say, "Come in for a landing." No one turned up for me. Maybe because you asked to land, didn't you?
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
is going to be the end of the stream, everybody. Thanks for joining
Thank
us
you.
on our maiden voyage. It was an interesting one, but
It kind of worked, but kind of didn't. Really appreciate people joining us on chat. Very good.
yeah.
And
Right.
we look forward to seeing you next Thursday,
Say goodbye, Andy.
7:30 ish. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
See you soon.